Hello, everyone. Today's theme is the purpose of life. In the hustle and bustle of our daily lives, we sometimes lose sight of why we are living and what kind of purpose we should have. This question is profound for many, and sometimes the answer seems elusive. However, the teachings of the Buddha provide us with important insights into this matter. Buddha taught that the purpose of life is not merely dependent on material success or social status, but lies in the pursuit of deep inner peace and true happiness. Today, we will explore Buddha's wisdom to understand how we should live and what purpose we should hold in our lives. Introduction: Exploring the meaning of life. Many of us spend our days chasing material success or happiness. Success at work, a happy family, good relationships with friends, these are often considered parts of our life's purpose. However, even when we achieve these goals, we may still feel a sense of emptiness within. This is because material happiness and temporary pleasures cannot fully satisfy our soul. It is precisely at these moments of emptiness that we have an opportunity to re-examine the true meaning of life. Buddha taught that it is when we feel this emptiness or suffering that we should turn our attention to the deeper truths of life. Chapter 1: The Nature of Suffering. At the core of Buddha's teachings lies the concept of the Four Noble Truths. These truths reveal the nature of suffering in life. By understanding them, we can begin to uncover the true purpose of our existence. The first of the Four Noble Truths is dukkha, which is the truth that suffering exists in life. From birth to aging, illness, and death, we inevitably face suffering. Rather than turning away from this reality, we must first accept the existence of suffering as the first step in exploring the purpose of life. Chapter 2: The Cause of Suffering and its Resolution. Next, Buddha taught about the cause of suffering, known as a samudaya. According to Buddha, much of our suffering arises from desire and attachment. We constantly want something, and even when we attain it, new desires emerge. This endless cycle of desire causes anxiety and suffering in our hearts. So, how can we free ourselves from this suffering? Buddha taught the nirodha, the cessation of suffering, by letting go of desires and attachments. When we transcend desires and bring peace and tranquility into our hearts, we can achieve true happiness. Chapter 3: The Eightfold Path and Inner Peace. How can we practically free ourselves from desires and attachments? The answer lies in the Eightfold Path, a key teaching of Buddha. The Eightfold Path consists of right view, right intention, right speech, right action, right livelihood, right effort, right mindfulness, and right concentration. Through practicing these principles, we can attain inner peace in our daily lives. For example, by having the right view, we can develop the ability to see things as they truly are. By cultivating right intention, we can strengthen our resolve to let go of desires and attachments. Chapter 4: Practical Steps to Achieve Inner Peace. Let me share a story of someone who discovered the purpose of life through the practice of Buddha's teachings. In a small village in India, there was a young man named Ananda. Although Ananda was blessed with family and friends and lived a materially prosperous life, he always felt an inner void. One day, Ananda consulted a traveling monk who visited his village. The monk taught Ananda the teachings of Buddha and encouraged him to practice the Eightfold Path. Ananda followed this advice and began to let go of his desires and attachments in his daily life. Chapter 5: The Path to Letting Go of Desires and Attachments. Ananda first reflected on what he was attached to. He realized that he was deeply attached to societal success and others' approval. He understood that this attachment was the cause of his suffering. He then made a firm decision to let go of these attachments and began to practice right action in his daily life. He made an effort to avoid hurting others with his words and focused on doing good deeds. Moreover, he adopted a simple lifestyle where he only kept what he truly needed. Through this process, Ananda gradually began to regain his inner peace. As Ananda practiced the Eightfold Path, he realized that it was essential to cultivate right effort. Instead of falling into self-criticism for past mistakes, he started to see them as lessons for personal growth. Whenever he felt tempted to be driven by desires, he took a moment to observe his thoughts calmly and let them go. He also worked on developing right mindfulness, which involves being fully aware of the present moment. Ananda began to meditate regularly, allowing himself to focus on his breath and observe his thoughts without judgment. This practice helped him maintain a calm and peaceful mind throughout his daily activities. Chapter 6: Sharing the Joy of Inner Peace. As Ananda continued to practice the Eightfold Path, he experienced a profound sense of tranquility that he had never known before. He realized that true happiness is not dependent on external circumstances, but arises from within. Ananda understood that this inner peace was the purpose of his life. He felt a strong desire to share his newfound understanding with others. Ananda began to speak to the villagers about the teachings of Buddha, sharing his journey toward inner peace and encouraging them to practice the Eightfold Path. His sincerity and compassion inspired many, and people started to gather around him to learn more. Chapter 7: The Ripple Effect of Compassion. One day, while speaking with the villagers, Ananda was approached by the monk who had originally guided him. The monk smiled warmly and said, "Your journey of inner peace has not only transformed your life, but has also created a ripple effect in your community." Ananda was deeply moved by these words. He realized that the peace he had cultivated within himself was affecting the lives of those around him. By practicing compassion and kindness, he was contributing to the happiness and well-being of others, which is a significant aspect of living a meaningful life. Conclusion: what is the purpose of life? As we have explored Buddha's teachings today, it is clear that the purpose of life is not simply to pursue material success or seek validation from others. Instead, it lies in the quest for inner peace and true happiness. By letting go of desires and attachments and practicing the Eightfold Path, we can achieve genuine freedom and contentment. The essence of life's purpose is to nurture our inner peace and share that peace with others through compassion. In doing so, we not only enrich our own lives, but also contribute positively to the world around us. I encourage you to reflect on your own life and consider how you can incorporate these teachings into your daily routine. Remember, the journey toward understanding life's purpose is ongoing, and each step taken toward inner peace brings us closer to true fulfillment. Thank you for joining me today, and I hope that this exploration of Buddha's teachings has sparked a desire in you to seek out your own purpose in life. May you find happiness and peace on your journey.